This is a movie that makes people watch it. Countless netizens said. I once saw the title of the movie and thought it was a thriller. Today I bring you this one. As an albatross skims the sea on a small cruise ship, when the ship moves away from the dock and heads towards the deep sea, when he wakes up, in the blink of an eye, I was back on the boat again. But the albatross overhead appears. As expected, AJ strangely found that the sail was motionless. At this time, Teton saw that there were dark clouds not far away. Make everyone confused. When he reported the situation here to them, at the same time, made a vague cry for help. Holy, holy, you are open. Open. Before Nick could ask clearly, the radio has been disconnected. The storm in the distance has come to them. AJ is preparing to put in the sails. Pray that we can survive this crisis. It turned the boat upside down. Several people began to slowly swim up from the water. Missing, the rest of the people were left on the overturned boat. Everyone was surprised to find. Several people quickly called for help desperately. When the boat happens to pass by here, when Nick calls for Laura to come over, after hesitating for a moment, he chose to board the ship with a few people. Saw a dark shadow. Seeing no one on the deck. But I accidentally found a photo. Below the photo, a few people have no idea what it means. He cheated death. But I can't remember. Can we just keep on moving, please? But the next second, there was a sound from behind. AJ found a set of keys at the corner of the corridor. At this time, Xiaomei also came over to check the situation. Isn't this the key to your home? Everyone finds it incredible. Until he took the picture of the kid on the key, because this is his child. Yes, Kuihua thinks she was swept away. Also came to the boat. Now that Xiaomei is on the boat, then who brought the key to the ship? We had to continue searching in the cabin. Fresh fruit appeared in front of me when Applejack asked what time it was. But Laura looked at her watch. And the hands on the ship are at the same moment. At the same time. When Laura turned around to look. Flash by. AJ immediately rushed out to look for. Also ready to help. Teton and Kuihua plan to stay in the banquet hall and wait. It feels very familiar here. Confronting Laura's rhetoric. When the two were still arguing about this, the two soon discovered. Wait for Nick and Laura to enter the bathroom of the room. The two of them were confused. Jin is going to the banquet hall to look for Teton and Kuihua. He followed the prompts on the mirror. Can be seen in a blink of an eye. It seems like someone just told them. But Kuihua found bloodstains on the ground. At this time, it happens that you can also enter the theater from here. Kuihua and Teton have disappeared. Laura is still looking extremely confused. He was hiding behind the pillar and observing. When Laura wants to ask what happened, push him to the ground. But he accidentally hit the wound on the back of AJ's head. I received a lunchbox on the spot. But the sound of gunshots was heard from the theater above. Laura, who came here? Before he could ask what was going on, he said, you shot him. You're a liar. Laura explained. How could he have killed me by himself? Teeden is still curious about Laura, but Laura looked innocent. Live this kind of thing. He was hit by a sudden shot from above. Hide behind the stool. Taking advantage of the masked man's opportunity to exchange eggs, Laura had no choice but to escape from here quickly. Hide under the counter and prepare to fight back. So he ran out quickly. Because the sign says there are lifeboats, Sauron didn't have a lifeboat hanging up there at this time. In a blink of an eye, Laura was so frightened that she backed away. Laura took the opportunity to grab the gun and escape. Escape quickly. At this time, the masked man also followed closely. Laura planned to continue jumping to the next deck. Fortunately, Laura is fine. Then he found an axe weapon. He quickly took it off to defend himself. So he picked it up. Create the illusion of escaping to the other side. But at this time, he was still blinded by someone holding a weapon. With the advantage of weapons, to the guardrail of the ship. It's the only way to get home. What you have to kill them. Kill them, kill them, kill. With Laura de Souk ashes. But at this moment, the sound of a record sounded strangely in the cabin. But I saw something familiar again. Wait until Laura comes out to sea. Miraculously, 5 more people appeared. Laura was directly frightened by this scene. Laura hid quickly. He discovered that several people had also seen the painting. Laura, who was confused, had no idea what was going on. But it just explains the beginning. And soon, Laura began to wonder if she was trapped in reincarnation, but was also discovered by Lorano, too. Being eaten by seabirds, Agi is catching up from behind. This made Agi very confused. Why did you suddenly appear here? Here comes another. Agi doesn't believe Laura at all. But at this time, Laura also told Agi. Agi, who didn't know the truth, thought Laura was crazy. I want to explain clearly what happened before. But it hit the spikes on the ship directly. It turns out why Agi was injured before. Arriving at the cabin's dressing room. Who am I? Where am I? Until he accidentally discovered the note on the ground. In order to verify whether the sentence was written by myself. Only then did Laura realize something was wrong. Could it be that the masked man is also another self? The masked man told him before falling into the sea. Laura pulled out the gun inside. He can't do it at all. Above is a photo of him and his son. When he looked down, even the necklace hanging on his body. Only then did he think of his son who was home alone. He came to the banquet hall with a gun. He wanted to shoot this later version of himself. Look at yourself in front of you. When Lorano saw this, she quickly fled the banquet hall. But at this time, gunshots were heard from the theater above. No time to explain. And Laura also started to fight back. Teeden and Quihua were still confused. Get ready to disembark. Let the two of them not trust anyone. Agi has disappeared. He followed the blood trail, with bloodstains appearing on the guardrail, and the iron egg on the other side. It seems like someone is over there. The third Laura has appeared here. At this time, Teeden and Quihua, under his guidance, Tiden was instantly ridiculed on his neck. In Tiden's struggle, Quihua took the opportunity to escape from here. Radio found. He quickly called out a distress signal. Before Quihua could explain clearly, Quihua thought it was the masked man Laura who came here. When he wanted to persuade Nick and the others to return to the dock quickly. But the scene before her eyes shocked Laura again. Flocks of seabirds hover here to feed. There were sounds of fighting below. Knocked down by Laura No, two who just boarded the ship. At this time, Quihua was already dying, except Laura. And a new reincarnation begins below. What's going on with all this? He came to the engine room and tried to stop the ship. I also met a new round of AG to terminate the cycle, and wrote on the mirror, "Go to the opera house," and thrown into the sea. Find a new round of iron eggs and green flowers. Then he came to the dormitory, and he just wants to end it all. Holding a gun, he met Nick, who was rushing to the theater, waiting to meet others, praying for him not to hurt himself. This allowed him to quickly recognize that the person in front of him was. And what happens next? Nick, Tiden, Quihua, and the three of them received the lunch box. At the same time, he chose to come to the deck and wait. Unable to bear it, he encountered a counterattack. Same as the plot, after he also outputted his warning words. When he wakes up, Laura hurried home. After coming home and seeing my children, only then did he discover another self. When the boy sees his mother Laura outside the window, Laura just finished cleaning. At this time, Laura outside was filled with regret. Then go to the warehouse behind the house. Don't know what's going on yet. Received a lunch box. Laura told him it was just a dream. Laura puts on her necklace. Towed to the trunk of the car. When you want to escape from all this, Laura hurried down to check. When picking up the carcass of a seabird, it's the same music as the gramophone on the passenger ship, and found a large number of dead seabirds here. At this time, he is still in the loop. The bloodstains on the glass made the boy restless and calmed the boy's mood. Hit the oncoming train directly. With the car accident happening, a boy appear on this screen, and his children. It also gradually changed from sunny days to darkness. Just stare at this scene. And it wasn't until the driver behind him told him, and he chose to let the driver take him to the dock for the appointment. You will come back on me. Laura is actually dead. Laura broke her promise. This time, Laura will be completely darkened. Many people are also confused. Here is a guess that after several small reincarnations are over, thus forming a perfect closed cycle, in a never-ending cycle, but still choose to embark on this road of no return. There are many details not mentioned in this film. It's also scary to think about. Friends who haven't understood it yet can read the in-depth analysis